All right, lesson 1.11 is evaluating numerical expressions. So to start with, for your notes for today, let's go ahead and write down the definition for evaluate. Evaluate means to find the value of, or basically to answer that math problem. You'll also be having to work with the order of operations. We've talked about this before, that the order of operations are the rules you have to follow in order to solve that problem. Okay, you just can't solve it any way you want. There are certain rules we have to follow. The first one is, if that problem has parentheses, you have to do what's inside the parentheses first. Okay, your second step is to multiply and divide, going from left to right. Your third is then you add and subtract, again going from left to right. Okay, keep in mind, if what you are working on does not have parentheses, you move to step number 2. Okay, so you just kind of cross it out and you go straight to the next one. So let's look at a couple of examples. If we, let's say we have the problem (5 minus 2), and this is in parentheses, times 7. Okay, and we are asked to evaluate, so we need to answer this. We're going to look at our order of operations. The first one says perform what is in the parentheses. This one happens to have parentheses, so we need to solve 5 minus 2 first. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then we're going to add on that second part. So it would be 3 times 7. Step number 2 is multiply or divide from left to right. Well, we have multiplication, so that's what we're going to do next. 3 times 7 is 21. So our answer for this problem is 21. All right, so let's take a look at a second example. Switch colors to keep them separate. This one we have 72 divided by 9 plus 16. Okay, so we're going to look at our order of operations rules. Perform what's in the parentheses. Well, this one does not have parentheses, so we're going to move to the second step. Multiply and divide from left to right. Well, the first thing I come to is division, so I'm going to do this part first. 72 divided by 9 is 8. Then I'm going to add the plus 16. Step number 3 is add and subtract from left to right. So we do have addition. So we are going to add that 8 plus 16, which is 24. Okay. So just remember, you need to go through these orders of operations. All right, let's take a look at one more. We have 24 minus 15, and that is in parentheses, plus 32. Okay, so again, our order of operation, the parentheses first, then we're on, and plus 30 is 41. So what we need to do is take a look that if we have a word problem, how can we pull out of that word problem to write an expression for ourselves? Okay, so if we have the problem, each batch of cupcakes Lena makes uses 3 cups of flour, 1 cup of milk, and 2 cups of sugar. Lena wants to make 5 batches of cupcakes. How many cups of flour, milk, and sugar will she need in all? Okay, so there's a lot of information in there. We need to figure out what do we need to pull out of this word problem in order to solve this or evaluate this expression? Okay, so if I take a look at the word problem, and you can follow along the word problem, it's on page 48 of your math book. Okay, my final question is asking how much in all? Okay, so I know I'm going to be adding or combining all of these ingredients in some fashion. Well, it tells me to start with that she has 3 cups of flour, 1 cup of milk, and 2 cups of sugar. Okay, that's how much it takes to make 1 batch of cupcakes. But then the next sentence of that problem tells me that she makes 5 batches of cupcakes. Okay, so that means she's not just doing this once, she's doing this 5 times. Okay, so this is what it takes to do 1 batch, but Lena is doing this 5 times. So I need to first solve what's in my parentheses, how much it takes for 1 batch. 3 plus 1 plus 2 is 6. Oops. Remember, she is making 5 batches, so she's doing this 5 times. So then I'm going to multiply this out. 5 times 6 is 30. So it takes 30 cups of ingredients of flour, milk, and sugar in all to make her cupcakes. All right, so this is what you guys are going to be working on today, is evaluating these numerical expressions. And again, remember, evaluate means to answer. And keep in mind these order of operations so that you do find the correct answer as you are working.